That's a strange question, but have you ever been wrapped up in a bamboo mat in your sleep? You weren't, but that's about what he's up against right now. He tries, but he can't move. It's not good. Either this is a stupid prank, or his being robbed. He can't see anything. Try to imagine what's going on until all of a sudden you hear clicks and see light go by. Look around, and it's so bright in the woods. He opens his eyes and sees a strange flower with teeth and a big bug flying around it. He wonders where he is. The last thing you remember is you were sleeping at home. He can't understand how he ended up in a forest. He looks down and faces the water. It sees a trembling reflex. Try to understand what that is until you realize you're wearing a costume. He doesn't believe that's really him. Try to remember what happened and ask if he really is him. Suddenly something beeps and a screen appears in front of you. Its species is a dragon's egg, heads inside an egg, with his legs and his tail out. The system reports that he is a dragon egg and that he is a F-rank monster. He is surprised to hear his own voice in his mind. The system informs you that this is the ability of the divine voice. It explains concepts such as status and items. He wonders if you're dreaming and tries to determine whether or not this is a dream. You're surprised to find it's not a prank. The divine voice on level 1 is unable to respond. He asks more questions. Like who is the divine voice, where he is, and where the divine voice is watching him. He also asks if she's some kind of god. The divine voice is unable to answer any of your questions. The egg panics and moves around. He wants to rip off his own hair, but he has no arms. He admits he can't do anything until he finds out what's going on. He realizes he also has a tail. Now, he doesn't know how. But imagine he turned into an egg monster. As a dragon egg, a conscious baby dragon even before it hatches, and that answers your question. The system continues to explain that, however, your brain is underdeveloped, and it can only roll around. He yells at the system saying his brain is underdeveloped and that his brain works well. The system explains that if the egg breaks, it dies. All dragons are dangerous, but their eggs are a well-known delicacy. Adventurers usually kill one the way they see it. The system continues, saying that catching a live egg is not advisable because the dragon father can follow its smell. The egg argues that this is how someone would talk about a deadly insect, and that it is a person. He wonders why this is happening to him, and the system can't respond. Suddenly, the egg hears some rustling sounds. The egg turns around and sees something like a worm. It's a dark worm, and your saliva runs out of your mouth with pointed teeth. The egg screams and begins to come towards the egg. The egg starts running, screaming that this can only be some kind of joke. He's not dreaming, and he doesn't know why that thing is after him. The system says it's a dark worm, a giant caterpillar-shaped monster with overdeveloped fangs. Dragon eggs are your favorite food. The egg curses the stupid body for not being able to run because of it. Suddenly, you stumble into something, and you roll. He hits a tree and stops. The system appears, saying he gained resistance to falls. The egg doesn't know what fall resistance is. You don't understand how falling made him stronger. The system notifies him that he lost an HP, and the egg wonders if it was because of the fall. Rolling is now on level 2. There are rustling sounds coming up close again. The egg starts to run as the worm follows it. The worm is having trouble following the attack. He jumps over something and rolls downhill. The egg can escape, reaching him. The egg wonders if it's because it rolled, and if it rolls it's faster. The egg starts spinning again and starts rolling at maximum speed, thinking it might lose the worm. He's rolled downhill before. The egg runs rolling, and the worm tries to follow it. But you can't reach him. The worm doesn't give up, and the egg wonders what her problem is. The egg gets stressed about what to do, because you can't get rid of it. Start thinking of a solution. You realize you're standing by a cliff. The worm reaches him. The stupid caterpillar is a cocksucker. She thinks it's just a helpless little egg. It may look like an egg, but your brain is totally human. He fools the worm by rolling, and when the worm attacks him, the egg hits the worm at the same time, but faster, and they both fall off the cliff. The worm's HP dropped from 8 to 5. The worm sizzles with frustration. The worm hits the ground, and the egg falls on it. There's a crack in the egg. The HP of the dragon egg drops from 4 to 1. The egg overestimated its resistance to fall. If the worm hadn't cushioned the fall, the egg would have broken, but it's still on top, and it jumps out of the worm that's dead on the ground. Somehow the egg is still alive. He also won 12 XP. The egg wonders if this is some kind of game. The system announces that Titan's walking egg skill has been acquired. It also receives 12 XP bonuses. The dragon egg has reached the maximum level. The level of the dragon egg increases from 1 to 5. The evolutionary requirements have been met. The egg doesn't believe a caterpillar could maximize it. The egg was really outnumbered and is having a hard time believing it won. He also received double experience. Walking egg is quite a nickname. The egg reflects on what the system means by evolution. He wonders if he's going to hatch and turn into a real dragon. The dragon system offers to show possible evolutions. There are 2 options ahead of you. He talks and asks the system to bring something good, not just turn into a big egg. The first option is a small braided dragon. Although small for a dragon, this species is still bigger than a bear. Adventurers fear your mighty breath of fire. The egg thinks it could easily eliminate the dark worms. The other option is a braided baby dragon. Its tender meat is extremely delicious and combines well with sauce. The egg panics, wondering if this is a cookbook. The system continues to say that because of its claws and short tusks, it is not very strong. However, it has great potential. Most of them are hunted by adventurers and other monsters. The egg thinks it's too cruel. He decides to follow the option of the little dragon. He doesn't want to be anyone's snack. Suddenly, he hears voices telling him to get stronger. The voices come from all sides, repeating the same thing. Stay strong. He needs to get stronger than everyone else. Otherwise, you won't be able to do anything, and you'll be nothing but a step on the stairs. The voices say they have high expectations for him and hope the egg doesn't disappoint them. The egg asks who is speaking, but then the voice disappears suddenly, and there is silence. The egg is confused while trying to think about what that was. The divine voice is now on level 2. The egg feels like it broke its own head. He decides to call her Devi for now. He thought Devi was like a help menu, and not something he could talk to. He wonders if anyone is actually watching him. He doesn't know what to do, and he's shaking in his shell. He contemplates whether he made the wrong choice and went the wrong way. Should he choose to be a baby dragon instead? He remembers the system saying it has great potential. The egg announces you made the choice. He wants the most space to grow. If he's gonna get stronger as a baby dragon, that's his choice. The egg chooses to be a baby dragon. Suddenly, the cracks deepen and the egg begins to hatch. The egg breaks into pieces, and now your species has been upgraded to baby dragon. He looks at his hands as his fingers contract. He swings his feet. The baby dragon is happy to have arms and legs again. He goes to the lake and starts drinking water from there. Suddenly, the baby dragon gasps and looks up. Now his regained control is not human anymore, is a dragon. He needs to think about it. As in a world that works like a video game, there are levels, statistics, and points of life. Before, he was an egg-like monster, a dragon's egg. And now he's a baby dragon. He gains experience and rises level by fighting enemies like the dark worm. He imagines himself evolving into a strong, muscular dragon. Whatever that divine voice is, she wants him to become the strongest. Maybe that divine voice is why he's there in the first place, or at least can help you find out. He's got nothing else to rely on. Apparently, All he has to do is move on. You're lost in your thoughts, hearing the sounds of something dragging again. He turns around and sees several dark worms sliding towards him. It's the worst thing that's ever happened to him. Hell's in a world that works like a video game. It's the worst day ever for him. There's no way all your friends came. He means that only one of them was bad enough. He breathes deeply and uses his baby fire breath. He spits fire at all the worms. He crushes them. One by one, he defeats all worms. No way he's gonna lose. His status indicates that he won 48 XP. And the title skill Egg and Dante won 12 more XP points. He's confused to see that his walking egg has won 40 more X points. He's confused to see that his walking egg has won 40 more X points. The ability of the walking egg is still doubling its XP, while he fights the worms, one after the other. The screen continues to show how it keeps gaining XP and rising level. Your XP is going crazy. After fighting all the worms, their level rises from 1 to 15. He wonders if he spent his last life buying microtransactions, is really strong. Even though he's a baby, at this rate, it will evolve in a short time. The system wants him to get strong, and that's what the dragon will do. He doesn't know what the system is up to. But he'll get to the top no matter what. 3 days later, the little dragon is gasping while panicking, holding a stick, waiting for something. He can't. Your heart will fail. He thought it would be easy to survive out there. Forget getting strong. He just wants food. He couldn't find any fruit, so he ate some mushrooms, and they almost killed him. He's starving. I thought dragons were strong, but it was naive. The mushroom was so bad it gave him resistance to poison, and he gained a humiliating title ability because of it. Common monsters run away from him. Only the dark worms and other scary things approach. He was really so hungry he tried to eat one of them. But I did forget it. Hunger tastes better than worm taste. At least now, when you see a monster, you can easily kick his ass and win XP. And more than anything, he feels very lonely. The divine voice only speaks of business. She left him in a forest full of monsters. He can't have a little compassion. Suddenly, the system indicates that he has gained an ability to resist loneliness as well. That's not what the dragon meant. He's not looking for mercy. He doesn't want any resistance. Loneliness kills. He doesn't want to be alone. He tries to remember how he got here, and who he was before. He can't remember. He was a human. That's all he knows. He wonders if it's an experiment, and was sent here as a guinea pig. The system recognizes that he gained another title skill called simply an idiot. He's used to it. While the little dragon chews his food, he keeps thinking it's hard to hunt monsters alone. He can't get past level 20 either. The dragon is tired of living like this. Suddenly, he wonders if there's anyone out there. What if there's nothing but monsters? He gets frustrated and screams that everything sucks. He turns around crying, saying he misses people. Suddenly he hears a sound, and it scares him. He hears something he doesn't understand. He tries to follow the sound. You can't understand the language they're speaking, but they're human. He runs towards the sound. There's a group of people walking. That's 3. A girl, a man, and an old man. He contemplates what he must do now that he is a monster. He wonders if he should show himself. If you don't show yourself, you may never see a human again. He's not that scary. He can wave and show that he's friendly hell, do everything he can to look harmless. He roars, saying it's cool, not scary. Suddenly, he notices people looking at him. It's time to try your whistling ability. People are wearing armor and cloaks. They seem to have come out of a fantasy world. He wonders if this place really is that kind of place. The man reaches out, and the little dragon thinks they probably just want to be friends. He realizes his smile and sees that he's getting closer. The dragon admits he's very cute himself. Suddenly, the man reaches his sword and attacks the dragon cub. It hurts. The dragon cub is thrown away. He gets confused, and the three follow him. The older man takes his staff and hits the dragon again. He paralyzes the dragon cub. He uses a flaming blow and magic against the cub. The dragon cub fights because he can't move. He tries to understand what he did to deserve it. Suddenly, he remembers what the system had told him, that the flesh of the dragon baby is soft and delicious. It goes well with saucer. That means has a delicacy, which means they're gonna eat him. Dawes, a human swordsman, level 14. Miria, a human priestess of level 6. And Grans, a human priest of level 10. All three stand before the dragon baby, while Dawes draws his sword. And he, a appetizing baby dragon of level 20, thinks, if you get hit again, you'll die. But when he's about to get hit, suddenly Miriam protects him and speaks in a foreign language. That makes the dragon confused. Maybe she's trying to protect him. The others don't seem happy with her and end up leaving. Miriam lowers herself to the dragon and Kusa magic. As a light begins to shine, she extends her hands toward him, and her wounds begin to heal. She keeps talking in another language. The baby dragon assumes she's apologizing. It makes him emotional, and he starts crying. When you see the girl's panic expression, you think you gave her the wrong impression. She's not hurting him. She saved him from her own friends and stayed to take care of him. Now that most of her HP is back, she should reach her friends before she gets into trouble. But he just wants to stand there and listen to her voice. He decides to pretend to be paralyzed. He gained a special skill, Greek language, and acquired the skill with the title of liar. Miriam panics. The dragon thinks the divine voice loves to make him feel guilty. But he thinks he's learning how skills work. Maybe if she keeps talking to him, he'll learn faster. And besides, he doesn't want to leave her. He wonders where she's from, or what village she came from, and thinks maybe he can help her. Miriam thinks maybe he can follow her home like a giant street cat. Suddenly, they hear a very loud roar, scaring them both. It came from where the other two had gone. Miriam runs towards her voice. The dragon baby thinks it's too dangerous for her. The voice looked nothing like the monsters here. He tries to get up, but just staggers forward and falls. He can't leave her alone, but he's still paralyzed. Miriam just smiles at him and runs. She used half her MP on him. You won't be able to do anything else. He forces himself to move. He tries to drag himself. The monster is way beyond their capabilities. But maybe you can scare him if you work together. The problem is, if he doesn't attack you again. He's the fastest, so you need to buy time for them to escape. He notices something from a distance. Your paralysis passes. And now he needs to find out if they're on the same level. It's a little stone dragon. There's no winning that. He calls himself stupid for thinking he could win. The divine voice tells you to run immediately. The dragon compares this situation to a human facing an elephant with his own hands. He knows if he stays there, he'll die. The stone dragon spins away from him, which makes him wonder what caught his attention. He follows the dragon's gaze and sees Miriam lying on the ground. He jumps and punches you in the face. The dragon throws a glow at him. Just looking at him is terrifying. He shuts up his divine voice. When he thinks he can't leave the girl who saved him, he screams for the stone dragon to come to him. While it runs in the opposite direction, the attributes of the creature can overcome theirs. But your agility isn't far behind. The stone dragon steps on the ground with great force, which makes him roll forward. The status of the stone dragon shows that he is paralyzed. That means you can't move. Probably the old man did it. He sees Grants is dead, but he decides not to think about it. He realizes his friend is not trapped under a tree. He's bleeding, but he's alive. He can't save you now. He could die trying to save them both. He decides to use the special movement he learned from the old man, the skill that makes it stronger and faster. It rolls towards the face of the stone dragon. He continually throws himself against the dragon, making it roar. He just needs to lure him away from humans. Then you can come back and save them. The stone dragon strikes the ground with his tail. That's what makes him stagger back. The whole ground trembles. He was lucky he didn't take a direct hit. He realizes that Miriam is in danger if she gets hit one more time. He grabs Miriam and protects her while the stone dragon tries to attack them both. The stone dragon tries to crush them with his foot. He gets the scan and tries to see if she's alive, but he's out of options. He needs to save her. The stone dragon tries to bite him. He takes the chance, punches you in the mouth and gets a critical blow. He takes the stone dragon off guard and puts Miriam on her shoulders to take her from there. He looks back and sees that the creature is already regenerating. It's too strong. He throws a look at Dozen, but you decide to run. When you're far enough away and sure you've lost it. He stops and realizes that her HP keeps falling. At this rate, she may not survive. He wonders where she comes from. If you're from a nearby village, maybe you can find someone who can cure you. He starts looking for the village. After a while, you notice some houses. He did it, but she's running out of time and he needs to reach him fast. He roars so that others can hear him and help. People get together and start attacking him. Everyone got it wrong. He tries to explain to the stone dragon that he is not a stone dragon, but is attacked by a gun. His wounds throb and he decides to run away. It's normal to expect him to be a monster about a bloody girl, but that's all he can do for her. He asks his divine voice if he has done a good job. He realizes he needs to get stronger, to protect the others. Finally, he sleeps. Miria wakes up. She sees herself in a bed. She's got a crush. And you find a girl sitting in a chair next to her. She says, "Stay in bed." She's been asleep for 2 days. The lady asks how she got back. But the girl starts picking on her for letting the dogs drag her out of there and fighting the stone dragon. When she asks about her friends, she just says they're dead. They found Grant's in the woods this morning, but they couldn't find Dozen's body. She realizes she's the only survivor. The girl messes up her hair and be happy for safe candle. She starts wondering how she got out of the woods while the girl whispers something. She asks the girl if she's the one who saved her from the woods, but she just says they found her on the edge of town and they thought she'd escaped alone. She never would have done it alone. She remembers someone carrying her as the girl walks away, telling her to rest and regain her strength. She wonders if she was saved by a dragon. The dragon cub fights a worm from the shadows. He punches him continuously. He rubs his face and thinks that's the best way to do it. Wandering around looking for fights got boring. So he found an easier way and tied a worm from the shadows so he could ask for help. It's the gameplay that makes you feel like a monster. She resounds and screams for help. He decides he doesn't want to hunt like this. Thanks to the dark worms, you're ready to evolve. He asks the divine voice to show possible evolution. It shows the child dragon, the next stage of the baby dragon, the child marble dragon, the mini dragon, the mini angel dragon, and finally the young plague dragon. The last one looks sinister, but even if it is, it contains human transformation. If he had this, he could just walk into the village. The mini angel is too weak and doesn't have much room to grow. He moves while wondering if he would still be there, even if he was called perverse. He begins to transform and becomes a young dragon of the plague. He feels taller, and his scales are darker. He reviews your skills and finds them balanced. He wants to understand what's going on with his abilities. When you examine them all, you realize that it is even worse than you thought. He just wants human transformation, but you can't find her anywhere. He asks the divine voice, but she refuses to answer. He thinks he should have chosen the little angel. Suppose your level must be too low. He wonders if you wanted him to choose the young plague dragon. The transformation into human may have been just bait. He comes to the conclusion that his evolutions depend on his title skills. He will only do good deeds and never be an evil dragon. He concentrates on rising levels. You need to get stronger. If you find a stronger monster now, you're in trouble. He runs, but he gets stuck in a web. Then you see a tarantula. You've never seen a spider like that before. He starts crawling towards him. Turn around and sneeze at him. He feels disgusted, so he tries to use his ability to breathe fire in the web. She catches fire and our guy starts to burn, gaining resistance to fire. Spin and try to run. But you start chasing him. He realizes he always runs away. Your rolling level rises to level 3. When the divine voice calls him a cowardly runner, he asks if she has any brilliant ideas. He notices a cliff. If you decide to back off, the monster will catch you. But you can't follow him to the other side. He contemplates whether he should jump. And in the end, he decides to jump over the cliff. He lands with a thump, look back, and sees the monster following. He panics and tries to run away again while thinking about what to do next. You wonder if he's evolved for nothing, but then he realizes he needs to step up again. He sees a dark worm and throws himself against her, gaining experience. Find another one and throw yourself at her again. It accumulates experience until it completes. You start thinking you might find something even worse, but he can still burn the wire and is resistant to poison. He needs to keep an eye on the creature's mouth. The monster suddenly releases a poisonous mist through the mouth that blinds him. The monster suddenly appears in front of him. But it doesn't attack him. He freezes. He realizes the monster doesn't know about his resistance to poison. The creature expects him to fall apart. He pretends to be dying. And as the monster approaches, he jumps and bumps into him. You can hit a critical blow and gets a lot of experience. He may have won this time, but he'll end up killing himself if he keeps rushing things. He needs to be more careful. The forest is still super dangerous. In the morning, the dragon wakes up with a yawn. He feels better after he rests and decides to check his stats. You're glad you found this place yesterday, and you decide to make him your home for now. Head like a real bed. But you can put on a skin or cloth, so if humans show up, they can see how civilized he is and think he's friendly. He agrees to make reforms and get some skins on the floor. He notices something sliding on the floor. It looks like a puddle, but no. It's a monster. He thinks it best to check his status. Suddenly, your head starts to hurt, and your eyes burn. He doesn't understand what's going on. The thing like a puddle starts bubbling, is trying to say something. Suddenly, a face emerges from the puddle. What scares you? And Hez running off. When Hez alone, he sneaks out, and you wonder what that was. It said goo. He observes the status of the slime and realizes that it is very weak. You call yourself a chicken when you realize you overdid it. It would have been fine if you hadn't looked at the bug text. See you've gone up the level. Take a look at a mushroom and decide to try it first. It's a parasitic mushroom that drains nutrients from the roots of the trees. Being able to know if something is poisonous is a big advantage to him. He finds another mushroom and sees that it tastes like meat and is considered a delicacy, but turns into a monster when it matures. He notices another flower called pepperous and carnivorous. She decides to take anything that's edible. He stumbles into a tree and sees that it is a pepperous and carnivorous flower. They are extremely valuable and could sustain the entire economy of a nation, as well as being identical to a poisonous mushroom. He happily thinks he's become richer. The mushroom also has a powerful hallucinogen, and their possession use, and cultivation are forbidden. Although it is enormously profitable on the black market, he finds the forest scary. He can never live without visualization status. Now you need to find materials to fix your place and get food. He finds a strange statue in a vase. He thinks he could use the vase for storage or maybe to cook and decides to keep it. He wonders if you can fix the statue and leave it at the entrance. He tries to get the vase, but is suddenly hit in the face, a critical blow. The vase and statue begin to move. There are 2 mimics and a clay bear. He should have expected something like that. He's thinking of eliminating the mimists first, because they only have defense, but everyone has a bite. Even if you can't find your teeth. He finds the screams of annoying monsters, and supposes the little stone dragon is stronger than them. He advances to fight, aim at the turtle, and the punch continuously. You notice the bear behind him just in time and you dodge the attacker. Your hands start throbbing. He looks to see if he's done any damage, but the turtle's healed. He realizes that they'll keep getting their moves until he falls. So try to come up with a plan when. Suddenly, a turtle flies towards you. He can stop with his legs and kick him back. It hurt them, but they healed. He realizes he should take their armor and use it against them. He grabs the tortoise, jumps, and throws it towards the other. She shocks with great strength, and he can hit the bear too. Now, all that's left is the bear. He sees that he's also regenerated and thinks he should take him down. Suddenly something hits him from behind. He looks back and sees the turtle. He wonders what hit him when he suddenly starts to slow down. The turtle hits him with an immense force, making him stagger back towards the bear. The bear opens his mouth. The dragon doesn't want to be eaten. He grabs the turtle in time from behind and puts it inside the bear's mouth. The turtle is destroyed in a second. That scares the dragon. There's no way he's getting into that mouth. The bear begins to transform in its ultra defense mode. The slowing effect passes just in time for him to divert from the bear attacker. He decides to end it and tries to take him down with a meteorite. While he's on the air, he's up in the air and descends with tremendous force, breaking the bear. He gets a lot of experience. His body's throbbing. But he thinks it's amazing. He decides to keep this movement as a last resort. He notices something behind you. And you see a huge turtle running towards you. The others must have called for help. He wonders if he should run, when the turtle suddenly dies right in front of him. He notices something in the shell, and finds a black lizard. He wonders if he's the one who saved him. Baby dragon notices a black lizard, and you wonder if he's friendly. Initially, the lizard saves him. The dragon quickly realizes that the lizard is not friendly. Although the bite does not seem to hurt him, maybe the lizard is trying to play. A notification shows that your resistance to poison has now reached level 4, leaving the dragon confused. The lizard smiles with disdain, and the dragon scolds himself for letting down his guard just because he helped him before. All monsters are the same. Think bitterly, cursing themselves for being so careless. The dragon notes that the lizard is intelligent, fast and armed with various special abilities and resistances. His abilities rival his, all rooted in poison. When noticing a status effect called Poison Alpha, he wonders what it is, and if it will disappear on its own. It seems unusually strong, he wonders. Although his resistance to poison doesn't matter at all, his head throbbing, and nausea threatens to dominate him. Suddenly, the lizard shoots away. The dragon, though reluctant to face another battle, recognizes the lizard's strategy. He poisons his prey, flees, and returns later, when the victim is too weak to resist, frustrated with himself. He promises to find a way to stop the poison from spreading. Desperate for answers, he begs the system, which explains that the lizard strengthens its poison by consuming other potent poisons. He can even create antidotes for his own poison, which he can offer in exchange for freedom if he is captured. This revelation awakens a plan. The dragon decides to capture the lizard and force it to provide the antidote, however. He has no tracking skills and suspects that the lizard is already far away. Still, having faced more dangerous predators before, he relies on his understanding of the mind of a prey. He starts the chase, running through the forest as the lizard runs. The lizard uses attack and escape tactics to stay ahead. The lizard's strategy is cunning. He hides and waits for his poison to take effect, but the dragon knows he needs to lure him out. He decides to make the lizard chase him for a risky move, but he believes it's worth it. He leads the chase to an open area, where you see the lizard peeking behind a tree, screaming that you found him. The dragon rolls in its direction at full speed. The lizard, scared, starts rolling too. To the dragon's surprise, the lizard mimics his bearing technique. They get involved in a high-speed duel rolling, and the dragon is amazed at the speed and agility of the lizard on flat ground. Still, its bearing ability is more advanced, and its size gives it advantage, allowing it to navigate better on difficult terrain as the persecution deepens. The dragon elaborates a plan to trap the lizard near an abyss that he crossed earlier. He hopes to force him to step on unstable ground, facilitating his capture. The two creatures roll at a dizzying speed, and the lizard can reach the lizard, despite his current rivalry. He feels a strange affinity for the lizard. You tell yourself that maybe once you have the antidote, they might even be friends. For now, however, he focuses on capturing it. His ability to roll rises to level 5, giving him a significant advantage. Just as the dragon prepares to close the chase, something hits his face with incredible speed. Stunned, he is struck again, and realizes that the lizard has a skill that allows it to attack while rolling. He waited for the perfect moment to catch him off guard. The dragon curses the lizard's cunning and recognizes that he is unlike any monster he's ever faced. You're running out of options. Holding your poisoned arm is useless. That only buys you time. He considers asking the village for help, but dismisses the idea, fearing that they would kill him when they saw him. He contemplates the use of plants for a cure, but he doubts that his luck brings him anything but more pain. In desperation, he even thinks of amputating his arm to contain the spread of the poison, but rejects the idea, knowing that it would make him vulnerable and possibly still condemned. In panic, the dragon decides to abandon the capture of the lizard and focus on defeating it. It rolls at maximum speed, determined to crush it. The lizard counterattacks, with its escalating assaults, which hurt the dragon more than he expected. Knowing that his life points must be critically low, he avoids checking his status to prove he is not a monster. Then he tries to kill the lizard. It's working on the edge, but it feels the lizard's despair, or at least you think you do. He questions his judgment, realizing that he misinterpreted the lizard on every occasion. Your desire for friendship clouded your instincts. As they approach the abyss, the dragon bets that the lizard will slow down, unaware of the fall. However, to his horror, the lizard does not diminish. He goes straight over the edge, and the dragon, in panic, jumps after him. In the air, the dragon tries to catch the lizard with its claws and take him safely to the other side. The lizard, stunned by the dragon's act, leaps from its reach, but the poison charged its price. Even with his arm tied, the dragon knows the poison will soon dominate him. He fights to stand while the lizard pauses to face him. The dragon wonders why he didn't run away. Is he fearless because he's on the verge of death? Tremendous, he tries to get up, warning the lizard not to underestimate him, but it collapses with a loud thump. The black lizard rises above it with an indecipherable expression, leaving the dragon uncertain about what he will do next. Even an ordinary person can defeat low-level monsters, even if they are really repulsive. Miriam considers all levels of monsters, and concludes that the level is safe for her. Dozen could easily face a level monster, but he didn't stand a chance against a stone dragon. Miriam surprised to hear someone saw Dozen. The old man confirms he was at the fishing lake outside the city when he saw himself. Dozen was staring him from inside the vegetation. He describes Dozen as pale as death, with scary eyes, and says he hesitated before he fled. Another man discards the story, telling him to stop scaring Miriam and calling him a drunk old man. The old man insists that it was not a dream, stating that he did not drink that day, and wondering why Dozen would stay in the forest instead of coming home. The man apologizes to Miriam, who says it's okay, although the other rebukes him for bringing it up and warns him not to say such things in front of Miriam, for she would only blame herself. Miriam remembers that she survived somehow, and wonders if Dozen could also have survived, although she cannot understand why he would not return. She recalls his warning that without a healer, Ranson could die, and the villagers' reluctance to believe his story about the dragon, let alone form a search team. Determined to find him alone, she also wants to find the dragon, she said. She reassures herself that the forest is not too deep, and that there are no dangerous monsters as she walks deeper into it. There are strange creatures in the trees, their peeps filling the air. Meanwhile, the dragon's arm contracts, surprising him by realizing he's alive. Trying to understand the situation, he notices the black lizard sleeping next to him and watches them with shock.